Hello.
In a small town, where time seemed slower and life more peaceful, there lived a boy named Jacob. He was 9 years old, and he was an ordinary kid with big dreams and a warm heart. Jacob lived with his mom in a small house on the edge of town. His mom, Sarah, was everything to him, a friend, a mentor, and the person who always supported him in any situation. She worked day and night to provide them with a better life, and Jacob knew it. A special day was approaching, his mom's birthday. For Jacob, it was not just an event. It was a chance to thank her for everything she had done for him. For several months now, he had an idea that had been on his mind. He wanted to give her something special, something she could appreciate, but his options were limited. Jacob didn't have a lot of money. All he could afford was the coins he had collected from his pocket money and small gifts. Each coin was valuable to him because he knew that this money could make his mom happy. With a small piggy bank containing these savings, Jacob decided to go into town and find the perfect gift. It was a warm Saturday morning. The sun was shining on the streets and the city was full of life. Jacob walked along the sidewalk, holding the piggy bank in his hands, feeling excited and determined. He realized that choosing a gift was not only about money, but about conveying his love and gratitude. The boy carefully chose which store to visit because he wanted to find something really special. The first store that caught his attention was a small gift boutique. There were different things in the window, from jewelry to small figurines. Jacob went inside and started looking at the items. The shop owner, an elderly woman with kind eyes, greeted him with a smile. She saw how seriously he was choosing and realized that this boy was looking for something special. Jacob looked at each item carefully. A small heart-shaped pendant caught his eye. He imagined his mom wearing it, and it brought a warm smile to his face. However, the price of the pendant was much higher than the money he had. Jacob felt sad, but he didn't let himself get discouraged. He decided to continue his search. After leaving the first store, he passed several more shops. Each of them had nice things, but none of them seemed special enough or were too expensive. Jacob started to feel a little desperate, but he didn't give up. He believed he could find what he was looking for. His path led him to a small gift shop on the other side of town. The store was decorated with display cases filled with all sorts of little things, from postcards to small boxes. Jacob went inside and started looking around the shelves. A small box made of wood with engraved patterns caught his eye. It looked simple but elegant at the same time. The price of the box was a little higher than the money Jacob had, but it was closer to his budget. He felt that it was exactly what he needed. The jewelry box could be a place where his mom could keep her jewelry or other important things. Jacob went to the cash register and started counting his coins. He was only a few dollars short. This moment was a turning point for the boy. He felt that he was about to achieve his goal, but at the same time, he lacked the means. He mentally searched for a solution, considering going back home and trying to raise the rest of the money. But he also knew that it might take time, and he ran the risk of someone buying the box. Jacob was standing in front of the cash register, holding his coins, when fate decided to intervene. This day, which started as a normal Saturday morning, was about to turn into something more. As Jacob stood at the cash register, something unusual began to happen. A man entered the store who didn't seem to want to attract attention. He was wearing simple clothes, dark jeans, a t-shirt, and a leather jacket. He wore dark sunglasses that partially hid his recognizable features. But for those who looked closely, there was no doubt. It was Keanu Reeves. Keanu had come into the store to buy a gift for a friend. He liked to support small shops and often visited such places when he was in a new city. He didn't expect this visit to be anything special, but that all changed when a boy at the cash register caught his attention. Jacob, deep in thought, did not immediately notice Keanu. He was busy counting his coins, hoping to find a way to pay for his purchase. His face radiated determination, but at the same time, he was slightly worried. This was the moment when Keanu decided to intervene. He stopped nearby and began to watch the boy. He was interested in how diligently Jacob was trying to raise the necessary amount of money. Keanu walked over to one of the shelves, pretended to look at the goods, but continued to watch the situation out of the corner of his eye. He saw the boy counting his coins over and over again and realized that this was something more than a simple purchase. When the cashier explained to Jacob that he was a little short, the boy looked confused. He was ready to return the box to the shelf, although it was a difficult decision for him. Keanu noticed this and decided to act. He quietly approached the cashier and asked if he could help. His offer was simple: cover the amount Jacob was missing. But he did it in a way that would not attract too much attention or embarrass the boy. The cashier, understanding the situation, agreed to accept the money. Jacob, unaware of what had happened, was able to buy the jewelry box. When the purchase was completed, Jacob thanked the cashier and happily took his gift. He had no idea that someone else was behind it. Keanu, staying in the shadows, watched the boy leave the store with the box in his hands. His heart was warm because he knew that he had helped make someone's little dream come true. After that, Keanu continued to look around the store. His attention was drawn to a small set of pens that could be a great gift for his friend. He bought them and left the store after paying for them. But this day was more than just an opportunity to buy a gift. He realized that even the smallest act of kindness can have a big impact. Jacob, meanwhile, was in a hurry to get home. He held the box carefully, as if it were his most precious treasure. His heart was beating fast with joy. He knew that this gift would make his mom happy. It was important to him because his mother always put his interests above her own. This moment was a symbol of love and gratitude for him. When Jacob got home, he immediately hid the box so that his mom wouldn't see it prematurely. He was planning to give it to her for her birthday, and that day was approaching. He couldn't wait to see her reaction. His heart was full of warmth and joy because he knew that his efforts were not in vain. That day was the beginning of a story that changed the lives of not only Jacob, but many others who learned about it. Keanu's small gesture left a profound impact, and the story was just beginning to unfold. After Jacob brought the box home, he was over the moon. He carefully hid it under his bed, wrapping it in colored paper he found in his closet. The boy was pleased that he had found the perfect gift for his mother. He imagined her opening the package and seeing the box, a smile on her face and tears of joy in her eyes. The days leading up to his mom's birthday passed slowly. Jacob, who used to spend his evenings playing with his friends in the yard, now spent his time drawing a card. He wanted to make it himself, using his favorite crayons. Every detail of the card was thought out. The colors, the words, even the little decorations he cut out of old magazines. It was his way of showing how important this event was to him. Meanwhile, in the city, the news about Keanu Reeves began to spread. One of the store employees recognized the actor and shared the story with his friends. They were amazed that a star of his stature was so humble and friendly. The story quickly reached the local news, which decided to report on the incident. Journalists tried to contact Keanu, but he remained invisible. He had always believed that good deeds should be done quietly and did not want to draw too much attention to himself. However, his action has already had an effect. People began to think more about how they could help others, even if it was through small gestures. For Jacob, this time also became special. The boy felt that his mother's birthday was approaching, and his excitement grew. He checked several times to see if the box was well packed and if everything was ready for the celebration. Every time he saw his mom, his heart was filled with warmth because he knew that he would be able to make her happy very soon. On his mom's birthday, Jacob woke up earlier than usual. He wanted to get everything ready for her to wake up. In the kitchen, he set the table. He put some flowers on it that he had picked in the garden and folded the napkins in the shape of small animals. Next to it, he put his handmade card. It was a simple but sincere decoration that reflected all the love he felt for his mom. When his mother woke up, she was amazed at what she saw. Her eyes filled with tears of joy as she read the card and saw how hard her son had worked for her. But the most important moment was yet to come. Jacob took out the box and handed it to his mom, saying that it was his special gift for her. Mom carefully opened the package. When she saw the box, her face lit up. She realized how much effort and love had gone into this gift. For her, it was not just an object, but a symbol of a deep connection with her son. She hugged Jacob, thanking him for this special moment. This day was unforgettable for their family. Mom kept the box in the most honorable place in the house, using it to store her most precious possessions. For Jacob, it was proof that his efforts made a difference. He felt proud and happy that he could do something so special for his mom. Meanwhile, the story of Keanu and the boy began to gain momentum. People on social media shared the story, adding their own examples of kindness. It became an inspiration to many, reminding them that even the smallest gesture can change someone's life. Jacob and his mom didn't know how well-known their story was, but it didn't matter to them. The most important thing for them was the love and connection they felt for each other. After Jacob's mother received her gift, their day was filled with warmth and joy. All the worries she had been going through seemed insignificant compared to the happiness her son had brought her. She repeatedly looked at the box, admiring its details, and felt that this gift was much more valuable than any other thing. Jacob's mom decided to share this happy moment with a few close friends. She took a photo of the box and posted on social media about how her son had given this gift on his own initiative. She didn't mention the difficulties Jacob had in finding the perfect gift, but her story still evoked a lot of emotion. The post quickly became popular among her friends, and then beyond their small social circle. People were impressed by the warmth of the story and the sincerity of Jacob's actions. However, no one but the store employees knew that Keanu Reeves was also involved in the story. Meanwhile, in the store, the employees recalled the day Keanu came in to help the boy. Their story spread among the locals, and soon journalists began to take an interest in the story. They wanted to know more about the actor who went unnoticed and the boy he supported. The journalists visited the store and got details from the employees. They recorded the story, but were unable to get comments from Keanu, who has always stayed away from publicity in such cases. However, this did not stop the story from spreading across the country. People believe that this story was an example of how simple acts of kindness can change lives. Jacob's family did not immediately realize that their story had become so popular. They lived their normal lives, enjoying moments together. But one day, they were visited by journalists who wanted to hear their side of the story. At first, Jacob's mom was surprised, but when she learned about Keanu's contribution, her heart was filled with even more gratitude. She thought back to the day Jacob brought the gift and realized how important what happened behind the scenes was. Her son had done his best to find the perfect gift, but without the help of a stranger, it might not have been possible. She felt that this case was a reminder of how important support is, even from those we don't know. The story began to inspire many people. Numerous comments appeared on social media, in which people shared their stories of kindness. They talked about how they supported others or received help in the most difficult moments. This story became a symbol that even the smallest gesture can make a huge difference. It was also an important moment for Keanu. He has always believed in the power of kindness, and this case was a confirmation of his beliefs. Although he remained in the shadows, he saw how his actions created a wave of positive change. He felt proud to have helped Jacob realize his dream, but most of all, he was inspired by the fact that this story inspired others. Jacob's mom decided to write a letter to Keanu after learning about his role in the story. She did not know if he would receive the letter, but she wanted to express her gratitude. In the letter, she wrote how much what he did meant to her family and how it impacted their lives. She also thanked him for being an example of true kindness to her son. This letter really got through to Keanu, and although he didn't respond, he felt like he had made the right choice. He knew that this story would remain in the hearts of many people for a long time, and that was the best reward for him. A few months after Jacob and Keanu's story became known, it continued to inspire people around the world. Social media was filled with similar stories of life-changing acts of kindness. People thanked each other, helped strangers, and created a wave of positive change in their communities. For Jacob, this time was special. He did not expect that his simple desire to make his mother happy would become an example for others. The boy realized that even small efforts can make a big difference if they come from the heart. His mother also began to notice how this story affected her life. She received letters of support from strangers who said they were inspired by her story. One day, a letter arrived at their home. It was an official request to participate in a charity event organized by a large foundation that supported families in difficult life circumstances. The event was intended to raise funds for children in need, and the organizers wanted Jacob and his mother to share their story. At first, Jacob's mom was hesitant, but the boy insisted. He felt that their story could inspire even more people to do good deeds. At the event, Jacob spoke to a large audience, telling how he was looking for a gift for his mom and how a stranger helped him realize this dream. His sincerity and childlike openness touched everyone present. The event was extremely successful. A significant amount of money was raised, which helped many families. But most of all, it was an emotional moment when people felt that they could be part of something bigger. They saw how one story of kindness can unite strangers and create a real miracle. Keanu, who was watching the event from afar, was pleased. He has always believed that every person can make a difference in the world, and this story was a confirmation of his beliefs. He knew that he had done something important, even if he remained in the shadows. Later, Jacob grew up, but this story stayed with him forever. He became a person who was always ready to help others. He often recalled the day when a stranger helped him, and it inspired him to do his own good deeds. For his mother, this story was also a reminder of how important connections between people are and how much even the smallest gesture of kindness can change. The story of Jacob, his mom, and Keanu Reeves became a legend that was passed down from generation to generation. It reminded people that kindness always has the power to change lives. It showed that even in the modern world, where indifference often reigns, there is a place for humanity, compassion, and real miracles. This story not only changed the lives of Jacob and his mother, but also became a catalyst for many other good deeds. It left a mark on the hearts of those who heard about it and reminded everyone that the world is a better place when we share kindness.
Goodbye.